Hey, YouTube, how is it going? So the other day I made a video on the one-to-one patching for the ins and outs on the Behringer and Midas mixers in their firmware version 4.0, except for that I never actually touched or talked about on the the output side of things. Whoops! In either case, so I guess if you really need to do it, well, here's how to do it. So I'm going to try to make this as quick as I can. You obviously know you got to hit the routing tab. You'll be presented with this view. Then we're going to scroll over to the XLR tab. This is where a lot of the changes are going to make place, and this is going to be very important for you. So there you see our output patch overview. Very important. That's new, and it's very helpful. Obviously, I have the 16 channel version. If you had the 32, you'd have another 2 windows, and you could go all the way out to 16. If you need to do one-to-one, what you do is you scroll down to user out 1 through 4, 5 through 8, and then it would of course be 9 through 16 for the rest of it if you had a 32 channel. You do not have to get tricky with this. It really doesn't matter. I don't know why you get all the way out to 48 if you wanted. It's crazy what you can do. Whatever. You get a lot of options, but you don't really need them all anymore. So if you press this button, it's going to take you to the user view, which is really nice. I actually like that feature. Another cool feature that they did is if you push this button here, it'll auto scroll for you with the windows like that, which is very helpful and very nice. So I'm just going to do something real quick. I'm just going to do, I'm going to stop there. We're going to make this, I don't know, whatever that is. And we'll make that one twice. I don't care, whatever. And then I'm going to make the output 15 and 16 just so I can show you something real quick. That's okay. So that's what we've got going on now. So that's our thing. It should reflect over here in the auxiliary, or excuse me, the XLR view. Yes, it does. So what this means now is simple. Auxiliary 1 in is going to go straight out XLR out number 1. Okay, 1-to-1, more or less. That's exactly. So whatever's going in here is going to go out the back. Make sense? Cool. All right, let's go to the output tab. This is where you kind of got to change your train of thought. It maybe never confused you before, but you only get 16 output mixes, okay? You don't get to really deviate from that. As far as things go, these always correspond at a 1-to-1 ratio with your, or 1-to-1 basis with your stage box. So I have a DL6 or 32, so I've got 16 outputs. Whatever I set these 16 things to is going to be what comes out there, okay? So there's no breaking away from that. You don't get to change that portion of it. So the only thing that the user tab allows you to do is change what the outputs in the back of the mixer are in relation to what's going on here. So you can make, you know, output 1 be anything that you want it to be that's on that list there, and we'll go back over that in a moment. But for now, you'll notice that there's no asterisk on the 15 and 16. That's because it's corresponding. So if I turn up the music, you hear it. That's because I have that output shared on the back. I've got something connected into number 8 in the back. Okay, so let's go back here. We see that we've got that going on. It makes sense, all right? You can make it anything you want in that list. Anything on that list, you can make an output in the back, and you can do it in any order. That's where the 1-to-1 side of things comes in, okay? Don't confuse that when you start going into the output tab here. These are always going to be what corresponds to the connected devices, okay? So if you need to create like a delay line, say out the back of the mixer at front of house, you can do so by selecting another output, right? So let's say we want matrix 4 to be on output 12 for whatever reason. Right now I got it set as a mix bus, and I've got it set to kind of copy over again. So output 12 is mix bus 6 in this case. Let's make it a matrix 4. Cool, whatever. So we're going to go to the XLR tab. There's no changes here because we haven't told it to do anything. But let's say we need output 4 to suddenly become not that, we want it to be 12. Okay, so now it's out 12. If we go back to the thing here, we'll see that it's matrix 4 now. Okay, makes sense? So output 12 is now matrix 4, and that's what it is. Okay, So that's where this view becomes important, because it's going to tell you what it is on the back of the thing there. So that's why it's kind of important to do your 1-to-1 on the back there, I think. So if you've got the 32 channel version, just do 1 through 16 and be done with it, and it'll correspond in a very easy manner. I have just reached the 5-minute mark. I think I've kind of brushed over everything possibly that I can tell you about this. The big thing is just keep in mind that you only get these 16 channels, and they always correspond out here. So, you know, I changed output 12 to be matrix number 4. That's what it's going to be on this box, even though I really only need it to be something that's for here. So that's just kind of the nature of the beast. So yes, you do get to have 1-to-1 in terms of what you want to put here, but you don't get to magically break away from this whole output bank thing. That's why I've never really had a problem with the way it was before. You've always had this XLR tab thing going, and it's always been in a bank of 4. So if you needed a small section that you didn't need here, you could just take it out and move it elsewhere in here, and you could do what you kind of needed to do in a block of 4. So I don't know, whatever. I've always just made my workflow kind of work, so it never was a problem anyway. But I hope this helps, and everybody take care. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.